All right, good morning. So it is September 1. Is it September 1 if you don't play Earth, Wind, and Fire's September? Huh? You know what I'm talking about? I had to play it for my family right before service. Like, it's September. We've got to play this song. But we are welcome. This is Family Sunday. Family Sunday is where we bring everybody together. And really, not just bring everybody together, and we want everybody in here together, but we want to celebrate and we want to champion the value of family. It's God's idea. And we're in this series, 40 Days of Vision. I hope that you've had vision awaken. I could go through a list. I started actually making a file of people who've come up and said, you know, this is what I want to do, and this is what God's reawakening in me. But a vision is a picture of the future that produces passion. And sometimes life can just like squirt gun that passion, that fire sometimes, and you feel like you're just existing. And your life should never exist. God has you here for a purpose. You should have something exciting to wake up to because God has a world and a mission for you to accomplish. So we're just trying to talk about, vision. It says, without vision, people perish. And we're trying to give a vision. So today, the fourth week, we're looking at a vision for the family. It's very important that we have a picture of the future for our family, that we're just not trying to wing this thing. And when we talk about family specifically, we could talk about a larger part of because of Jesus we're family, and we are because of Jesus, but then there's the element of family that we're born into, or by blood, or by adoption, or by marriage. And by the way, you guys, if you're married, you know that when you got married, you got a family, for better or for worse. Whether you liked it or not, you got another family. So we're just talking about the vision for our family, and Jesus taught us to pray a certain prayer, and this has really helped us out in this series. In you know what he taught us to pray. Matthew 6. Our Father in heaven, would you read this with me? Hallowed be your name, your kingdom come. And how many times have we prayed this and we're just praying, God, would you come to our earth? Would you bring your kingdom down? But my question is, where's your earth and where's your earth, where's your world? And eventually you just can't keep praying so broad because you don't take a responsibility for broad sometimes. You say right here, what's your earth? What's your world? And I'll tell you, my earth and my world, a large part of that, a large part of my time, a large part of my interaction is with my daughters, with my wife, with my extended family, mom and mother-in-law. That is where I have to say, maybe we could change this prayer sometimes to say, your kingdom come, your will be done in my family, as it is in heaven. Because that's my sphere of influence. That's where I have a good bit of influence. So in today's Devo, and if you're new and you don't have the Devo, it's the fourth week. You can still go out in the lobby and get one. It's just like it takes 2 to 3 minutes to read, 200 words or so. 2 to 3 minutes to read that just kind of sets you towards thinking about vision. Just kind of a teaser, a tester. But in today's Devo, we talk about three institutions that God invented. It was God's idea. He created it. And he created it in this order: the family, the government, the church. That was his idea. And an institution is like a relationship, or it's an organization that has a specific purpose. It's an institution. So God created the family, his idea, for a very specific reason and purpose. And we could go on with what that is, but generally we could say that is a place for everyone to belong and everyone to be moving towards God, moving towards Jesus. So his first invention is to create Adam, a man, Eve, a woman, have them together to live in a lifelong partnership. And eventually to add to that. And so that everyone who's added to that feels like they have a place to be, a seat at the table, a nudge sometimes, an encouragement, whatever would be needed at the time. Adam and Eve started the first family. And just talking about Adam and Eve, I got some Adam and Eve jokes. I'm going to roll this by you, all right? So they're I'll let you tell me if they're funny or not, okay? We'll see. So here's Adam and Eve joke number one. What did Adam say to Eve the day before Christmas? Don't answer it if you already said it in here. Don't spoil the fun. What did Adam say to Eve the day before Christmas? Of course, it's Christmas. Eve? Yeah? Yeah, you like that? All right, here's another one. Did Adam and Eve ever share a date together? What do you think, Jalen? Did Adam and Eve ever share a date together? No, but they shared an apple. Gosh, y'all are a tough crowd. All right, let's get back to the sermon. Josh is tough, man. Let's get back here. So the cringier, the better, right? That's what they say. It was pretty cringy. So God tells Adam and Eve, populate the earth, and they do. They have babies. Adam is stoked about having babies. That's a great idea, God. And then to grow the family, and they create a place to belong. And it's a place where they all help each other participate in God's plan. And here's why we need this, why we all need a family, because we all need help. Families consist of people. People consist of problems. I've got my issues, you've got your issues. And when I mix that in with the family, sometimes we create some dysfunctions in the family. And we all need help. Praise kids. Your grandparents need help at times. Grandparents, is it nice to get some encouragement every now and then? Nice to get some love? Nice to get some, you've made a difference in my life? Parents need encouragement sometimes. Amen, parents? But children need encouragement. Brothers and sisters need encouragement. Brothers and sisters sometimes need some correction together. And since families are made up of people, they're made up of pets too, but all families experience problems. So our families have dysfunction, right? You're just like, man, you thought you had the only dysfunctional family? No, all families have some type of dysfunction, this problem. A dysfunction is impaired functioning. That's all it is, impaired functioning. It's bad. And I'm not talking about, pet peeves or something. I'm talking about like deep-seated, there's some issues in my family. My family is jacked up. We got some problems. It's all of our families. And the reason why, though, is because we're in the family. As long as people are in the family. It's not like pet peeves. I looked up pet peeves, common pet peeves of families. Here's some of them. Might be a pet peeve of yours. Anybody have a pet peeve of loud chewing noises? Crunching noises? I do. My daughter over there, she loves to crunch ice, and I had to come to the grips. It's my problem, not hers, because she was over there just having a party, time of her life. I'm like, I guess I'm the one that has to get over there. All right, what about not replacing the toilet paper when the toilet paper's out? Anybody do that? Just leave you stranded? It's like, could you've at least replaced the toilet paper? Anybody in the family put back cereal or chips, and it's not enough in the bag to feed anybody? Not even a squirrel. Like why would you even put this bag back in this pantry? Because I go to get some cereal, and it's like, nothing there. You know what I'm talking about? Okay, thank you. Not closing cabinets or drawers. See, these are pet peeves. It's like, is that too difficult? Leaving toothpaste in the sink. Anybody else? That's some of my pet peeves. What about cutting toenails in the living room? I mean, those things are like projectiles, aren't they? Like, put an eye out. It's like, could you please go to the bathroom and cut those talons, those things? It's like, but see, those are pet peeves. I'm not talking about pet peeves. We all need help to follow Jesus because we have dysfunctions. Like, we have issues, and it's all in the family. It's always been in the family. Listen, from the very beginning, you would look at the first family, and you would say, God, this is not such a good idea. It's a failed experiment. This whole family thing, people at the table, because here's how it started. Adam blamed his wife for his sin. Cain kills his brother Abel. Noah curses his son. Jacob deceives his brother out of the inheritance. Listen, and we haven't even gotten out of Genesis yet. The first book of the Bible. And these guys are all types of dysfunction coming out. We haven't got to David. We haven't got to Solomon. We haven't got to Absalom. We haven't got to all of those guys that follow that. But yet God has still created a family. And he created the family that everybody within it, whatever my role is, whatever your role is, I have a role as I'm a father, I'm a husband, I'm a son-in-law, I'm an uncle. whatever my role is within the family, I have something. I have a specific purpose within my family, my nuclear family, to bring people or to push people towards God, or to bring his kingdom down. God created the family to help one another out. So let me just give you an overall general vision for your family. Would be Joshua 24:15, which is, as for me and my house, we're going to serve the Lord. If you read before this, he just tells the people of Israel, he says, you choose, you go ahead. If you want to choose the God of the Amorites, but then he just says, as for me and my house, we're going to serve the Lord. And you can just say that to the Lord, say that to the world. If you're going to go that route, you choose what you want to do. But I'm just telling you, for me and my house, we're going to serve the Lord. And this is one of my favorite verses, and we have it in a couple houses that we were able to build when the cement's still wet, where they're putting Joshua 24:15, but it's more than just putting it in the cement. It's actually trying to live this out and to have his ways, his culture, the kingdom of God brought down to my earth, which is part of my family. And it's the same thing for you. I love to hear stories of how this is happening at Praise Church, and we want to share one of those stories with you of the Sanchez family and how they came to faith and how now they are passing that faith down. So if you would, look at the screens.
I'm Jessica Sanchez.
I'm Willie Sanchez, and we've been coming to Praise since 2016, and Praise is our home.
Coming to Praise was a big shock for us, but in a good way. How welcome we felt, how many people we met in such a short time frame as in comparison to 10 years at a different place where we weren't really all in. We were going to just check off the box. The fact that our kids wanted to come back week after week was something we had to, continue to do, not just for us, but for them.
Yeah, I second that, because I think that when the kids wanted to come to church, which was very just surprising, and the message just seems like every time we were coming, there was a message, and it felt like it was directly at myself, and it was just like, yes, this is home, this is where we want to be.
Everyone was so welcoming, and we felt like we were visiting family, as we should feel. And we joined a small group, and sometimes you have to, go to different ones till you find your one where you not only attend on a weekly basis just to check off that box, but until you find your people.
Growing up thinking that Sundays was just church, and then all the other days were, personally for me, and it's taught me that it's a daily walk with him every day, and it's just not certain days throughout the year, but the truth was it's a daily walk, and I realized that.
For me to look back at who I've been to who I am now, it's only by the grace of God that he held me and kept me on the right path. And our kids are going to be 97 percenters chance of carrying on their Christianity.
Yeah.
Even though they have two parents that were 3%ers, 3% chance of being Christians because we didn't grow up in a Christian household. Pastor Greg will ask that, who is the biggest Christian influence in your life? That was one of those moments in church for me where I was like about to ugly cry, because Zoe taps me and says, "It's you, Mama." And we all have, stories that we could talk about from our past, and but I refuse to let anything that's ever happened to me or anything I've done or anything I've gone through be who I am. It's just something that's happened to me, but my story is Jesus loves me. He redeemed me. He calls me his, and he continues to make me better.
That's so good. Yeah, here they are right here in church, and just so proud. I say proud. It's probably not a good word. So grateful for what God has done in y'all's life. These guys, just like this just is a representative of a lot of families and praise, but you choose one, you hear their story. But Willie and Jessica changed the trajectory for their children. They changed the family tree. They literally changed the family tree. Right? We talk about from generation to generation to generation. You talk about Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. All of it, Abraham pouring into his son, pouring and pouring and pouring. And it should be like that from generation to generation. And I've heard you guys talk about you didn't have it poured into you, but there became a time where you found a soft place to land here at Praise Church, at the Praise family. And then that began to work on you guys, and now you're part of a small group. You guys, you pray together, you karaoke together, you travel together, you do all the things together, and you got a place to belong, and you're moving towards Jesus just like a family unit is supposed to do. But the important thing is now Zoe and Cruz now have a faith at a young age that you'll see Zoe up here with a ninja cam, huh? That's her thing, and ninja cam. Already serving, and same thing for Cruz, already serving at a young age. And I like to think about it, if faith was passed down to you, and I'm fortunate faith was passed down. It started with my grandmother, my dad, and my mom, and they passed it down to me. So if faith has been passed down to you, don't stop it. Don't keep this thing going. Don't be the block, the dam that stops what God is doing. Keep it going. But if it wasn't, be the person to start it. If it wasn't, start it so that you can have it in successive generations. So if it was passed down, I don't want to stop it. I'm grateful for what my grandmother passed down to my dad, my mom passed down to me. And now I'm at the place of trying to do it well, of passing down my faith to my 3 girls. But the next institution that God created, or the third institution, was the church. And you look at the church, we're family too. Because of Jesus, we're family, and we are a larger family that brings the smaller unit, nuclear family, to come in so that we can all encourage each other. And we want to be a place so that families can come in and either continue pouring into the next generation, or be the units that say, I'm going to start this process of pouring into the next generation. And I'm saying, I will speak for myself. My family benefits for being a part of this whole family, my family. I have a 20-year-old in college. She went through the whole Praise Kids program, Praise Youth, part of PYA. I mean, she was funny story. She started out in the nursery, and I think she was one of the only ones that's ever got kicked out of the nursery. And she kept biting someone else. And it's like, man, a policy's policy. My kids got kicked out of the nursery. They were sitting with us, It's like holding an infant. It's like, why? But she keeps biting people, right? It's like it's going after her. We started calling her Jaws. That's what we did. We started calling her Jaws. But she went through the whole thing. And there are people now, even 17 hours away, that she will call and have conversations with, like weekly conversations with, because of the relationships that was established. It's mentoring relationships. My middle daughter, now in the intern program, she's got a small group leader that pours into them, cares for them, listens to them. And my youngest daughter is the same way. She's a small group leaders in the Praise Youth Department that pour into her. And just as they go up, it's encouraging to me. It's encouraging to me to have a group of people around me helping reinforce what I should be doing at home, what I am doing at home. And then just, it's kind of like a convergence of influence. But we're a bigger family that accepts the smaller unit family to come in. And when that happens, and that is our responsibility, by the way, then we just send our young people to soar. I want you to look at the screens to hear a story that we heard about not long ago, and that was also told to us, that I thought I want everybody to know what these young ladies are doing. Check it out.
Hello, I'm Lily.
I'm Maisie.
I'm Kinley.
I'm Heidi.
I'm Addie.
I'm Jaylee.
I'm Hallie.
I'm Taylor, and these are some of the girls from the Praise Youth group, and we decided that we were going to start a Bible study at the Lumberton Middle School.
And this is our story.
So actually we were at my house when we had the great idea that we were going to go to Good Grounds, and like have a little Bible study and have Miss Emily pick out something for us to like talk about. So we ended up voting on Romans, and we decided that we were going to start then and like move on to at school and do it like every few days at school. So that's when it kind of got bigger because we started doing it at school.
So then the first time we did it was in the library, and it was just like a couple of us, it was like maybe 7, and a boy came up to us and asked us what was a Bible study. So we started telling him, and we said we should do a Bible study with him. And then another boy from our grade started talking about it with us, and then a teacher came up, and basically we ended up going to her room every Tuesday and Thursday and doing a Bible study. And we've gotten to about 20 people now.
Yeah, I counted on like Tuesday, and we had 21. Yeah.
So yes, it's very awesome, and we've almost read all of Romans. So yeah, that's our story.
Yeah. I'll let you guess which one is the accountant. No, it's not 20, it's 21. 21. Awesome. Would you guys stand up? Let us just honor you and congratulate you. Come on. Woo! Standing up for Jesus in your space, and keep going. I'm so proud of you guys. I want you to have a seat. So we're just looking at, the nuclear family, our role from generation to generation to generation. Keep it going or start it. If you're here right now and it hasn't been started, you can actually start that right now. And I think every one of us in our roles need to say, what do I need to do? How can I be, help my family move towards Jesus? Whatever role you're in, son, parent, grandparent, whatever role that is, this is your people. This is who God has placed you with to help move towards Jesus. But we also think about as a church, how can we keep passing down faith? Passing, maybe, I've heard the thing of a baton, passing the baton. You don't want to drop it. Listen, we don't want to drop it. Praise Church, we can't drop it. We cannot. I remember watching Olympics. I was watching the 400 meters. The men was so excited to watch them bring home the gold. They were doing so well until the last handoff. If you guys remember that, they just couldn't get it together. It's like, I'm not necessarily handing off right now and saying I'm not in this, but I do want to hand off and say let's run together. I'm gonna hand off and say that's why. Did you guys realize that the whole team today was next gen? You know that you were led in song, in worship through song, through the next gen. You ought to be. I'm telling you, these are the things that we have to be doing. So committed to the next gen. Amen.